their commitment to further strengthening Pak-Algeria relations and enhance coordination in multilateral fora, including the United Nations. The Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, also received a telephone call from his Turkish counterpart, Hakan Fidan, during which the two leaders discussed the evolving situation in Gaza and the next steps and modalities for achieving lasting peace in Palestine. The Foreign Minister, Hakan Fidan, invited the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, to Turkey for the forthcoming meeting next week of the 8 foreign ministers of partner countries who were engaged on the sidelines of UNGA 80 in the diplomatic process on Gaza. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to Afghanistan, the second round of talks between Pakistan and Afghan Taliban regime in the presence of mediators concluded in Istanbul yesterday evening. Pakistan participated in the Istanbul talks, which started on 25 October, in a good spirit and with a positive intention. The Istanbul round was initially scheduled for 2 days. However, in an effort to reach an amicable agreement with the Taliban regime, Pakistan side, in earnest, continued the talks for 4 days. Pakistan positively engaged with the Taliban regime without compromising on its clearly stated position that Afghan soil should not be used for them against Pakistan. Pakistan does not seek further escalation of hostilities, but expects the Afghan Taliban regime to honor its commitment to the international community and address Pakistan's legitimate security concerns by taking concrete and verifiable actions against terrorist entities, including Fitna al-Khawarij and Fitna al-Hindustan. It is highlighted that for the past 4 years, Pakistan has been urging the Taliban regime to take decisive and effective measures against the terrorist outfits present on Afghan soil. We repeatedly shared credible information about the presence of top leadership of Fitna al-Khawarij and Fitna al-Hindustan on Afghan soil with the Taliban regime. However, despite repeated assurances in the past, there has been a surge in terrorist attacks in Pakistan from Afghanistan. The consistent and total disregard of Pakistan's legitimate security concern by the Afghan Taliban regime for the past 4 years and the unprovoked aggression against Pakistan with the support of Fitna al-Khawarij on 11th and 12th October and later on 14th and 15th October led to violent exchanges across the international border. Pakistan decisively responded to Afghan provocation aimed at destabilizing the border area, facilitating terrorism, and furthering the Fitna al-Khawarij's nefarious designs. Pakistan will respond resolutely if provocations continue in the future. Pakistan has always been desirous of peace, stable, regionally and integrated and prosperous Afghanistan, which is at peace with itself and its neighbors. With the Taliban takeover of Kabul in August 2021, we expected the vision of regional peace and connectivity to be realized. In the same spirit, despite our various security concerns, Pakistan took many initiatives this year to support and help Afghanistan and extend a number of concessions to Afghanistan, especially for Afghan transit trade. We also elevated our diplomatic representation with Afghanistan from CDA to the ambassador level and also agreed to extend CPEC to Afghanistan. The DPM foreign minister visited Kabul thrice, including on 17th July, to sign the agreement on the joint feasibility study of Uzbekistan-Pakistan-Afghanistan railway project. The government and armed forces of Pakistan stand ready to take all possible measures to protect Pakistan's sovereignty and ensure safety and security of its people. Pakistan would continue to remain engaged in the mediation process and hope for a positive outcome for the 6th November talks. Pakistan highly appreciates the constructive role of brotherly countries of Qatar and Turkey. They have been making their best efforts for an amicable and peaceful resolution of the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the visit of Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Poland, which concluded when we last met here on 24th October. Subsequent to our last briefing, both ministers signed a joint statement which took note of the shared historical ties between Pakistan and Poland and stressed the desire to strengthen bilateral relations and greater cooperation at multilateral fora. The two sides also discussed Jammu and Kashmir dispute and Ukraine, while emphasizing the peaceful resolution of conflicts in accordance with international law and the UN Charter. This week, Israel continued violation of Gaza peace agreement. Pakistan strongly condemns these renewed attacks by Israeli occupation forces in Gaza, which have reportedly resulted in numerous civilian casualties. These actions constitute a flagrant and clear violation of international law, as well as breach of recently concluded peace agreement. Such aggressive measures by Israeli occupation forces threaten to undermine the international efforts aimed at establishing durable peace and stability in the region. Pakistan calls upon the international community to ensure an immediate cessation of ceasefire violation by Israeli occupation forces. Pakistan also reiterates its principal position for the establishment of an independent and sovereign, viable and contiguous state of Palestine based on pre-June 1967 borders with Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. Moving on to European Union, this week the third session of Pak-EU Migration and Mobility Dialogue was held at Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Pakistan side was led by Director General Europe Irfan Ahmed and EU side by Deputy Director General Home Johannes Luchner. The two sides reviewed the discussion held the preceding day during the 16th Pakistan-EU Joint Readmission Committee and the third Pakistan-EU Talent Partnership Roundtable held at the Ministry of INC and the Ministry of OP and HRD respectively. Both sides appreciated the growing level of cooperation on the issue of migration and labor mobility. Pakistan side emphasized that it remained committed to the Eura agreement. EU side acknowledged Pakistan's efforts towards curbing illegal migration. Both sides agreed to work towards implementation of the Pakistan-EU Talent Partnership Roadmap for mutual benefit. It was agreed to hold the next session of Migration and Mobility Dialogue in Brussels. On the Kashmir Black Day, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan solemnly observed the 78th anniversary of Kashmir Black Day on 27th October 2025, recalling the actions of the Indian forces on 27th October 1947, which led to the illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir. We condemn 78 years of occupation, state terrorism and human rights abuses in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and reaffirm our moral, diplomatic and political support for the Kashmiri people enduring decades of suffering in their just struggle for the right to self-determination under the UN Security Council resolutions. We would also like to express our profound gratitude and appreciation to the OIC and the OIC IPHRC for their consistent support to Pakistan's principal position on Jammu and Kashmir dispute and the Kashmiri people's legitimate exercise of their right to self-determination. A wide range of activities, including seminars, webinars, panel discussions, and photo exhibitions were organized throughout the country and by Pakistan's missions abroad, highlighting the plight of innocent Kashmiris in the face of systematic oppression and brutality perpetrated by Indian occupation forces. In their special messages on the occasion, the President, the Prime Minister, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister underscored Pakistan's steadfast resolve to continue extending moral, diplomatic, and political support to the Kashmiri people in their just struggle. They urge the international community to play its due role in pressing India to end its illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir, halt its grave human rights violation, and seize all repressive measures against the Kashmiri people. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister also addressed letters to the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the President of the UN Security Council, the UN Secretary General, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, and the Secretary General of the OIC, apprising them of the grave human rights situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. A special Kashmir Solidarity Walk was organized from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, along with a special briefing was held for members of the diplomatic corps in Islamabad. The observance of 27th October as a Black Day serve as a reminder of India's unlawful assault on Jammu and Kashmir. It also marks an occasion to pay solemn tribute to the resilience of the Kashmiri people who, despite decades of oppression, remain steadfast in their struggle for the right to self-determination. Moving on to the earthquake in Turkey, ladies and gentlemen, on 28th October, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck Turkey. Pakistan stands in full solidarity with the people of Turkey and is ready to extend humanitarian assistance and aid for search and rescue efforts. Our prayers are with those affected. May the region recover swiftly and with resilience. Pakistan is also deeply saddened by passing away of Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the beloved Queen Mother of Thailand. We extend our heartfelt condolences to His Majesty King Maha Vajira Longkorn and the royal family and the people of Thailand. We pay tribute to Her Majesty's lifelong dedication to humanitarian causes and women empowerment. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Thai nation in this moment of profound sorrow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The floor is now open for questions.
तर्जुमान दफ्तर खारजा ताहिर इंदराबी की हफ्तावार न्यूज़ ब्रीफिंग। वज़ीर आज़म ने उन्होंने कहा कि आला सतह वफ़द के हमरा सऊदी अरब का दौरा किया। वज़ीर आज़म शहबाज शरीफ ने रियाज में फ्यूचर इन्वेस्टमेंट इनिशिएटिव कॉन्फ्रेंस में शिरकत की। वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ ने सऊदी वली अहद से मुलाकात भी की। दौरे के इख्तिताम पर पाकिस्तान और सऊदी अरब की जानिब से मुश्तरका एलामिया जारी किया गया है। दफ्तर खारजा ने अपनी न्यूज़ ब्रीफिंग में बताया है कि नायब वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद इसाक डार ने सऊदी वज़ीर दिफा से भी अहम मुलाकात की है, जबकि नायब वज़ीर आज़म ने कनाडा और अलजज़ायर के वज़ीर खारजा से टेलीफोन पर बात भी की है। नायब वज़ीर आज़म ने मुख्तलिफ ममालिक के साथ दो तरफा उमूर पर तफसीली गुफ्तगू की है। न्यूज़ स्टूडियो से फिल वक्त इतना ही।
दुरुस्त हर वक्त बार वक्त। दुरुस्त हर वक्त बार वक्त।
छाती का सरतान एक मोहलिक मर्ज है, लेकिन बरवक्त तशखीस से इलाज मुमकिन है। बदकिस्मती से पाकिस्तान में 90,000 से जायद ख़वातीन हर साल इस मर्ज का शिकार हो जाती हैं। इनमें से 40,000 जान की बाजी हार जाती हैं। फौरी इलाज से 99% मरीज सेहतयाब हो जाते हैं। 40 साल से जायद उम्र की ख़वातीन बाकायदगी से अपना मुआयना कराएं। मामूली सी तब्दीली को भी नज़रअंदाज मत करें। गैर मामूली अलामात मसलन गिल्टी, सूजन या दर्द की सूरत में फौरन मौलिद से रजू करें। मोहतात रहें, महफूज रहें।
कारोबार और सरमायाकारी के लिए हुकूमती काविशें और पॉलिसी, क्या सिमत दुरुस्त है? पाकिस्तानी मसनूआत की इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में मुनफरिद पहचान क्यों जरूरी है? आलमी मईशत और खित्ते में मौसर शराकत दारी, पाकिस्तान को क्या करना होगा? क्या हमारी इम्पोर्ट और एक्सपोर्ट में तवाजुन है? SIFC से खुली गैर मुल्की सरमायाकारी की राहें। इन सवालात पर तबसरे और तज्जियों के साथ हम पहुंचाएंगे स्टॉक मार्केट में कारोबारी उतार चढ़ाव की मालूमात।
बदलती दुनिया में आज का पाकिस्तान, ताकत के बदलते मराकज़, पाकिस्तान के नए फैसले, आलमी मंजरनामा बदल रहा है। क्या पाकिस्तान तैयार है? एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म जहां बात होगी पाकिस्तान से लेकर दुनिया के हालात की, जहां सिर्फ आवाज नहीं दलील होगी। दिस इज वर्ल्ड व्यू विद सादिया अफजार।
सच क्या है और फरेब क्या? सच जानने का हक आपका भी है और मेरा भी। क्या कर रहे हैं हम सच के साथ इंसाफ? सच तो यह है कि सच बोलना, सुनना और बर्दाश्त करना मुश्किल है। कोशिश जारी रखेंगे हक़ाइक़ सामने लाने की और झूठ का पर्दा चाक करने की। प्रोग्राम सच तो ये है में
के लिए देखना ना भूलें पाकिस्तान आइडल।
आज हमारा शो लेजेंडरी स्पेशल है।
ये वाला सफर तो शुरू ही
बिल्कुल
से हुआ था।
इतना बड़ा ब्लॉकबस्टर होगा।
बहुत इंटरेस्ट से देख रही थी कि ये क्या हो रहा है।
जो न्यू जनरेशन है उनके लिए तो आप एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है।
सब कुछ भी ऐसा क्लिक कर सकता है।
बनाने वाले ने मुझे तो एक खिलौना बना दिया। मेरी खातिर थोड़ा सब्र और कर लो।
कहाँ मैं आपको नॉस्टैल्जिया में ले गया।
कभी बोले हाँ कभी बोले ना, तंगी तंग करे सितारों का जहां।
डेंगू बुखार से बचाव के लिए एहतियात लाज़िम। अपने घर और दफातर को मच्छरों से महफूज रखें। दरवाजों और खिड़कियों पर